What's up, guys? I'm JJ,
I'm Javier.
and this is PM Football. Before we get things started today, I just want to say thank you to you guys. We hit 50 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not a huge milestone, but for two guys that were former not NFL football scouts,
Yeah, the FBS level.
like-
We just jumped into this
yeah,
one day. And we had no idea what we were doing. Still don't know much of what we're doing. But we thank you guys for joining us throughout this journey.
yeah. The fact that there's 50 people that have subscribed to listening to us just talk about football.
Over 100 on TikTok as well. Appreciate you guys as well.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
This
means a
is
lot
just
to
the
us.
beginning, hopefully.
Yeah, we're still under a year into this. So we're still in the beginning stages. So we want to thank you guys very much for joining us on this ride and subscribing and following us and showing us the love and the hate. We said many times before, we appreciate the hate too.
Yeah.
So yeah, just thank you guys for everything.
So now that we got all the sentimental stuff away
Yeah.
and past us,
Yep.
we're going to hop into the video. These are the 6 moves that we think should happen before the start of the NFL season. We've got 3 free agents.
Yeah.
And we have 3 players that are currently being talked about as trade candidates.
Yeah.
So with that being said, starting off with Angel with the first free agent.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start off with the free agents. My first one is Stephon Gilmore. I think he would be a very good signing for the Raiders. They just traded away Jacorian Bennett, who is a young, talented corner, traded them away to the Eagles, which I would just like to bring up. Why is it always the
Yeah.
Eagles? Why? How is Howie Roseman always getting away with this? Regardless, Gilmore still adds value to any defense he's a part of, and he can make the Raiders overall a better team on and off the field.
Yeah.
Like, Gilmore isn't going to be... He's not a bum.
No.
He's still a very talented corner. Is he what he used to be? No. But he's still likely a Hall of Famer, adds great value in the locker room, and could really add value on the field. The Raiders could use a veteran presence like that on their defense.
85% of Stephon Gilmore,
Better than a
is-
vast majority
is better
of the corners
than
in
about
the league.
90%
I
of
would.
the
I
corners.
completely agree with you there. He's an absolute
So-
dog still.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Bringing in a veteran presence of Stephon Gilmore into a team that is developing into a hopefully a good team.
Yeah.
They
They have young talent there, which is why I think adding a future Hall of Famer like that to that locker room and to that culture could really benefit them.
yeah. So kind of going off of what you were saying, I'm gonna piggyback a little bit.
Sure.
I have Justin Simmons, another defensive back,
Mhm.
and just how you mentioned with the Raiders trading a player to the Eagles and saying how do they get all these good players. I think Justin Simmons signs a 1-year, $11 million deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. They
you
have
trying to break my
currently
heart,
Reed
man.
Blankenship and Makuba chalked in with pencil at the moment as their starting safeties.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it a little bit last week about how the Eagles are such a good team that their weakest positions are still like top 10 positions in the
Yeah.
NFL.
We had a lot of opinions on that.
And
On our opinions. on that.
agreed with some of the people on
Yeah.
there. Like safety. Justin Simmons would be a major upgrade. I understand that you're trying to get Makuba in there early. He's a really good player. I like him a lot. But having a chance to bring in an all-pro level type player, more Pro Bowl recently, with Justin Simmons, I don't think that they hesitate for a second. And, I mean, there's been rumors about him potentially being looked at by them. I just think that that is a perfect fit for a player with Justin Simmons, who at this point in his career, I feel like is just kind of be going for a Super Bowl
Yeah,
ring.
he go for a ring at this point. Yeah, and he's not even that. Was he 30? Like he just
Yeah.
turned 30. So he's not even.
It's
like,
just that age.
Yeah.
Once you hit 30, you get looked at
It's like,
differently.
all right, you gotta look for a ring at this point.
Yeah, well, it's like you hit that 30 age. There's no more, all right, 3-year deals.
No,
You're getting those 1-year prove it type deals.
at
And
least
for
for majority of them. Yeah,
a player like Simmons, he is 100% able to sign one of those and
Yeah.
go to a team like the Eagles. I think the Eagles with Justin Simmons is a perfect fit.
I can see your point. That I would hate if that happens.
100%.
Because again, still like you said, still adds value. Still makes the defense better. So I would hate that as a Commanders fan, but I don't know. It's a good idea for sure.
Yeah.
My second guy I have signing as a free agent, Keenan Allen, going back to the Chargers. This one is more of a rumor because there's been talks about this potentially happening. I have him going to the Chargers. Doesn't even necessarily have to start. Right now they have Lad McConkey in the starting that slot for them. I don't know why I'm mixing up my words right now. But right now Lad's starting that slot for them. He goes back to his original team and becomes a mentor to the young receivers they have while also getting playtime on the field. So I feel like it's a win-win for both sides. You have Keenan Allen going to where he started, helping build up that culture, still seeing playtime with not having the pressure of having to do it every single snap. And you get to develop the young guys they have, and it's really beneficial for the Chargers offense, for Justin Herbert, and for the young receivers they have on the Chargers.
Now, the funny thing is if that were to happen, everybody immediately is going to think like, oh, well, that's great. Like, he has a lot of familiarity with them.
Yeah.
The only thing is that in the past 2 years when he has left,
I was about to say, it's a very different team.
Harbaugh's taken over.
It's a very different team.
They're no longer in Los Angeles.
Nope.
Or
I think they may have moved to Los Angeles.
Or San Diego, I mean.
I think they may have moved to Los Angeles like at the end of his time there.
Yeah, I think they've
only been there for like years, 2 or 3 years now. I mean, my timetable
maybe 4.
Either way,
Watch it be like 8 years at this point, and we're just like.
I kind of want to Google this now, but keep talking.
I feel like at max 5 years. But my point being, I think it's a very different conversation to be had about the familiarity. Like, everyone's going to be saying, oh, well, he's going to go back there because he's familiar with everything. It's a new scheme. He's going to have to learn a new playbook. It's not the playbook that he was going into when he was there. But I totally agree with you. What has it been?
We're old, dog.
It's been like 8 years.
2017.
It's been 8 years.
It's been like 7 years, yeah.
It's 8 years. It's 2025.
I can't do math.
It's 8 years.
January 2017.
So the whole 2017.
Yeah. We're old. Oh, this is perfect time to
okay. And the craziest thing is that all right, forget what I just said. But still, the familiarity.
No, regardless, like, it's a new coach, a new culture, a new offense, which means he had Justin Herbert. So even better, like, he is familiar with the quarterback.
Yeah. Still think it would be a great signing. Again, kind of like how you were talking with Stephon Gilmore. He's probably 80% of what he was. Maybe. I don't even know if he's 80% of what he was.
Keenan Allen, I feel like Stephon Gilmore's closer to what he was in his prime than Keenan Allen is.
Yeah.
However, it may have been just a Bears thing why last year didn't work out.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not saying it is, but that is a possibility.
There were the reports of him being overweight, and it kind of showed. Like, he did look like,
last year wasn't the best.
Again, I hate talking about stuff like that because I'm sitting here saying that, and like I can't be talking.
I don't want us, and we're not, but like, I get what you're saying, where there's guys like us that just have a microphone that go and judge people for doing stuff, and like, well, we're just saying, like, that's not us, that's not what we're trying to be.
No.
But I get what you're trying to say. Like, we're not trying to be those guys. It's like, well, he should have done this, and this.
He showed up overweight.
Yeah,
he was slow.
We were here with the microphone that could only dream of being what they were in college. Forget the pro level. Like, we would have loved to have that talent when they were in high school. Like, you get what I'm saying?
But when you're on a stage like the NFL, that's what people are looking at.
Yeah.
So at that point, he was overweight last year. He was a step slower.
He did seem slower. Just from the eye test, he just seemed slower.
Yep. And again, it could have had to do with the Bears scheme. Maybe. Obviously, the Bears felt that it was necessary to make a change there, so maybe it was just really bad.
And how would you say? I know we're kind of jumping
Rambling.
off the topic here, but it's our show. We do what we want. How would you say DJ Moore performed last year?
I honestly think DJ Moore is one of the more underrated players in the league.
I was about to say, I think he is the only offensive player on the Bears that actually performed expectation-wise, because even Rome, we were huge Rome Odunze fans. If you would told me last year how it went for him, honestly, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, I really thought he would have had a Brian Thomas type year.
Yeah, it was just a lot tougher for him because of a Keenan Allen in the room, DJ Moore.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. I think it may have been a Bears thing why Keenan Allen didn't perform to a certain level. Not saying that's what I think it is, but I think it is a possibility that it was just an offensive Bears thing.
Yeah,
because no one did what we really expected them to do. You can include Caleb in that. Like,
Yep.
I think everyone expected Caleb to perform better than he did. Not to say he played bad, but he did underperform with expectations.
Yeah.
And you could say the same thing about Keenan Allen. You could say the same thing about Roma Dunze. You could say the same thing about DeAndre Swift. Like, it's just offensively, they were just very underwhelming last
Very,
year.
very much so. But hopefully, going back to LA
Yeah.
can kind of revitalize
Yes.
his career a little bit, especially with a team lacking receiver
I
depth.
like that we made this a whole circle point. That's
Yes.
exactly where I was trying to go.
Yeah.
That maybe this move to LA for Keenan Allen can help bring back some of that spark.
Yeah. So those are going to wrap it up for the free agents.
Yes.
We have 3 free agents. I don't even know if I really mentioned this at the beginning. 3 free agents, 3
Pretty sure you did, but why not? Yeah.
regardless, 3 free agents, 3 people that we feel like should be traded.
Yeah.
Guys that have been rumored to be traded.
Mhm.
With that being said, we're now jumping to the trades
Yeah.
that we think should happen before the start of the season. Starting with a guy that has just recently requested a trade. Terry McLaurin.
Oh, we're starting there. Okay.
Terry McLaurin.
We should preface. These are our own personal opinions on who should be traded, who should be signed. I
Yeah.
have some idea, but I don't really know who he has as a free agent sign in or as a trade destination for trade people. We really don't know who
We're finding out on the spot
yeah,
where we're.
these are our own personal opinions.
Yeah.
But go
So
ahead.
with that being said, Terry McLaurin,
Okay.
contract negotiations have been going on for about 6-7 months at this point.
Feels too long. I mean, you could technically count the moment we lost to Philadelphia, which is late January, or
Yeah.
August now. So yeah, it's 7 to 8 months.
So they've ramped up, and
Yes.
reports are coming out. Terry's not happy.
Yeah.
He
You would've
is
saw that
currently
coming.
sitting out right now at training camp, or
Yeah.
holding in,
Holding in, which is an improvement from holding out.
and
may I
so
say.
they're hoping negotiations are going better. And it turns out it may not seem like they are because Terry McLaurin has requested a trade.
Yep.
Now, what that means, not really anything. We've seen it time and time again of players like Myles Garrett and
Just any
Brandon
of the
Ayuk.
receivers that have requested trades in the last couple of years.
they never
They
get moved.
all end up signing extensions.
But
not saying that would happen here, but I'm just saying that's the pattern.
but we're not going to play that game today.
Yeah.
We're going to play matchmaker. Terry McLaurin gets traded to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't really think I've seen a lot of people make this move.
I think I may have seen it once or twice. It's not the first name you think of when you think of Terry being traded away.
Yeah, because I mean,
You think
they're
of the Patriots, you think of the Chargers, because those are
yeah,
even the Bills. I feel like I've seen more Terry being traded to the Bills more than I have to the Raiders.
yeah, that's fair. I just think a team like the Raiders. I mean, I'm a fan of what the Raiders are building, and
Yeah,
we
for sure.
talked about
For
it
sure, yeah.
recent, which is kind of funny because
Yeah.
you had Stephon. If they make both these moves,
Again, we had no idea who
no,
each other
exactly.
were saying.
If they're able to sign a Stephon Gilmore and trade for a player like Terry McLaurin, they may make a little playoff rush.
They can make a wild card spot,
Yeah.
maybe.
But so my package that I have for the Terry McLaurin trade, the Raiders receive Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
Washington receives a 3rd round pick and Tyree Wilson. I'll be honest with you. I know you're probably not too excited about that
No,
trade
not
at all.
No disrespect to Tyree Wilson. I want to say that. No disrespect for Tyree Wilson. I just find it funny because you brought up moments before we started this show that I knew you were going to have Terry McLaurin on the trade block. I just didn't know to who, for how much, or whatever. You said, oh,
Wait, did I say a 3rd?
Yes.
I meant a 2nd.
A second and
A
then,
2nd and Tyree Wilson.
Okay. Slightly better then.
To be
Still
honest with you,
not
it's more for the
ideal.
pick.
Still not ideal, but it's better than a 3rd and
Yes.
Tyree
I'm sorry. I messed up that part. I meant a 2nd. A 2nd and Tyree Wilson.
Okay, look, I just find it funny because moments before we started, you said I don't think you'll like my trade package, and then you kind of expanded. You were like, because it's for a decent value draft capital.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
you said the player that's being sent to you guys has potential.
Yeah.
And I was like, But the way you said it was like you didn't make it sound positive.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
Well,
He has
how do you feel
potential.
about how you know who it is now? Doesn't that describe it
it
perfectly?
literally described how I said it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I was like, you're literally just gonna give us a player that has severely underperformed in the league, but was
Yeah.
a big name in college. You were like, no, that's
said
literally what
no,
it is.
no.
That's literally what it was. A big name guy in college that has severely underperformed.
Yeah, but what was he, the 7th pick in the draft?
Something like that. He was
6th pick in the
top
draft?
10,
That's
7
what
or
I'm
8.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I understand that maybe he hasn't lived up to the expectations and hasn't at all to being the 6th or
Yeah.
7th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
But I think he fits perfectly into your defensive style. He's a big body guy that is able to stop the run and is better at power rushing than necessarily speed rushing. In more so talking about like a Dorrance Armstrong or Dante Fowler's more of a finesse guy. He's not necessarily.
He's not even on the team anymore.
I know, but I'm saying like from previous guys you've
Yeah.
had in those
Very.
positions.
He was strictly situational. Like you rush the passer. That's all you're doing. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be what Vaughn is gonna be this year. Like you're in on certain situations. All you have to you're swinging for the home run every single play. Like it's just get to the quarterback.
Yep. And so on top of that, I also have Terry McLaurin signing an extension with the Vegas Raiders at 3 years, $99 million.
33 a year.
So he's getting 33 a year. I think the main reason as to why I feel like a trade is still on the table is because I think there are teams out there that are willing to pay that price for him.
Absolutely.
And if the Commanders aren't going to do it and his agent's able to find a team that, first of all, is going to be able to pay him, but then be able to find a team that will give them a package that they are at least willing to like entertain. I don't think, in my opinion, they're going to get a better offer than a second.
Look,
The player's just an add-in at that point. A second and maybe a fourth, but at that point, would you want a fourth or a player that was the 7th overall pick in the draft and still has 2 years of control?
two things. One, I think we at Washington are a worse team if that hypothetical trade
Yes,
happens.
I agree.
I think we are a worse team without Terry and having a second in Tyree Wilson than we are just paying Terry. Two, I've been saying this entire week, ever since he requested a trade. Once he requested that trade, he had no more cards to play with. That was it. He now has no more leverage, really. He has two options. You sign what they're offering you. Maybe you hold out a little more to see how high you could get the number, whatever. Realistically, you have no options left. You either sign what they're offering you, or you wait till next year, where, yeah, there'll be a team that signs you for what you want, but I promise you they're not going to be competing. I promise you, whoever team is giving you the most money, they're not going to be competing. Like, that's just the reality of it. It's either you compete, even if it's not with Washington, you compete with the team, you take a little less money, or you go get as much money as you could get, and you're just not going to compete.
Yeah, but
And it's up to him.
from the Commander's perspective, if they know he's just not going to play for them and he won't come to an agreement with them, why wouldn't they trade him? Because then they're not going to gain anything back from losing him.
I just don't think we'll get to that point. I know.
I'm just saying
I've said
hypothetically.
I know I said it will even get to the point we're at now. I knew I said
You
it
would
wouldn't
be
get
at
to
an
this point.
8.
Oh, dude, I'm at like a 7.5
Yeah.
right now. Like, I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I still think it's gonna happen.
No,
Like,
I mean,
I-
and like you
I
mentioned,
still like. I just have to be optimistic about this. I do think he still signs with Washington.
well, and like I mentioned, it's happened time and time again,
Yeah.
and then the player sees the money.
That's what's really keeping me sane. It's that seeing
track records.
the pattern
Yeah.
of all these receivers, and even like high profile players. Like Lamar requested a trade.
Yeah.
On draft night, they signed him to an extension. You know what I'm saying? Like, so seeing the pattern of high profile players requesting trades, and then like weeks later signing an extension. And then two, seeing Adam Peters, who came from the 49ers, seeing how late they signed their guys and knowing that's kind of what he adapted to. Even last year, Sam Cosmi, we signed him the week of week 1. Now, he wasn't holding out or anything, but we signed him to extension the week going into week 1.
Yeah.
I hope we don't wait that late to sign Terry. However, it's a possibility with Adam Peters as your GM. Like,
Yeah.
they do wait a while. That's how it was at San Francisco.
Yeah.
So it is a possibility.
What are your thoughts on a fit with Tyree Wilson with the Raiders, or not Tyree Wilson, Terry McLaurin with the Raiders?
Like you said, like if what we are saying becomes reality, where they sign Stephon Gilmore to like a 1-year deal and trade for Terry, they could really compete for a wild card. I don't think they compete for the conference, their division, just because
of who's in
their
it.
division is very strong. However, let's say Kansas City drop, and I know this might be a tall ask. They dropped like 3 or 4 games. LA underperforms, Denver underperforms. They might fight for something.
Yeah.
But I do think if they get Stephon Gilmore and trade for Terry, I don't see why they wouldn't fight for a wild card.
I just like that the receiver, getting a Terry McLaurin in that receiver room, which is currently Jacoby Myers, Dante Thornton. I looked it up. Dante Thornton's currently listed as a starter for them.
Yeah.
And Trey Tucker,
Not ideal.
a gadget player.
Not ideal.
Now you replace Dante Thornton with Terry McLaurin, Jacoby Myers, Terry McLaurin, Trey Tucker. That's not a bad receiver room. Jacoby Myers is an underrated player.
And your boy Betch.
And Jack Besh. That's the crazy.
yeah.
Like, when I was looking at their depth chart earlier, they have Jack Besh second string and Dante Thornton, who they drafted later than him, starting.
Don't forget, you have Geno Smith throwing the ball,
Ashton
underrated.
Genty.
Ashton Genty carrying the rock, and Brock Bowers, who, in my opinion, was the second best overall rookie, regardless of offense or defense, in the entire league last year.
Yeah.
That's
And
a pretty powerful
a sneaky
offense.
good defense.
That's a pretty powerful
Max
offense.
Crosby,
Yeah.
Malcolm Kuntz. I mean, the Christian Wilkins incident's kind of weird, but then
Yeah.
you bring in a guy like
Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore to be in that back end.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah.
Like, you want to hire us? Oh, what's his name? Al Davis?
Yeah, Al Davis Jr.
Is it his name? I don't know. Whoever the Raiders
Weird
owner
guy
is.
with a haircut.
Yeah, the bowl cut guy.
Yeah.
Hire us. We'll turn your team around.
It's just that easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like that. All right, moving on to my trade. I chose a guy who kind of like Terry. There's been rumors around it, and I think it makes sense with the situation that their team is currently in.
Mm-hmm.
I have Kayvon Thibodeau being traded to the Patriots. Now, they just drafted Abdul Carter. They had Brian Burns. It's kind of hard to see where Kayvon Thibodeau can consistently play on that defense. You trade him to the Patriots for yes, I did. My bad. For a 3rd round this year and a 5th round next year. I didn't even write it down. I did. Kayvon Thibodeau for the Patriots for a 2026 third and a 2027 fifth. Then they extend him to a 4-year, $100 million deal, averaging $25 million a year, which is it's top dollar when it comes to edge, but it's still not up there that you could get, which I think is fair for the talent he is.
Yeah.
He's only 24, has a lot of potential. You want to pay him good money. However, he didn't do anything to deserve like top 3, top 5 money.
Mm-hmm.
So you send him to the Patriots. Patriots could really use his service, and they have the cap space to pay him that kind of money. Vrabel is a very smart defensive coach and can bring out the talents and potential out of players like Kayvon Thibodeau, who just need that extra something to reach that next gear of what they could do. Because he shows flashes, like he shows he could be dominant.
Yeah.
It's just, can he do that consistently, have the right mindset every day for that? And I think Vrabel is one of those coaches that could bring that out of him.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots have just in the past couple of years been lacking a very decent pass rush.
Yes.
And, like, the back end has looked solid. They've got
for the most part.
Gonzo now at this point.
That makes me so mad.
They just signed Carlton Davis, correct?
Yeah, they did.
Like,
I'm pretty sure.
they have some guys back there. Like, they're able to hold it down at the back.
They're
end.
revamping that defense slowly, which I think is why if you trade for Kayvon Thibodeau, it only kind of speeds up that process of trying to build that defense that Vrabel has in mind.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying Harold Landry is a like rock star. He's a very solid player.
Could be good depth.
And then you go out and you sign Milton Williams.
Yeah.
You bring in a Thibodeau.
Yeah.
That's
a massive jump from what they were last year.
Yeah.
This year.
And I mean a guy in Keon White who is still developing. Oh my God, I just kicked the mic. But Keon White, a guy that's still developing, has shown flashes.
Yeah.
You can't give up on a guy like that. They're just bringing in more and more talent, and when you do that, you have a higher opportunity of someone hitting.
Nothing wrong with more weapons.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with more weapons.
But I like that move, especially for even on the Giants side.
Yeah.
Like the Giants at this point are at a point where.
Because are you really,
How
after
are you
drafting
gonna-
Abdul Carter and having the talent you have on that, just the defense alone, are you really about to pay Kayvon Thibodeau, who's going into the last year of his contract? And I don't know if they signed him to a 5th-year option or not, but regardless, it's either his last year or one more year after this. Are you really about to extend him with that kind of money? I don't see that you do, and I don't see a reason to.
And especially when you look at it from the standpoint of they just drafted Abdul Carter.
Yes, that's honestly the biggest reason.
But not
honestly.
even just that. If he still has 2 years left, let's say, if he has this year and the 5th year, which I think is the case.
I'm
I think
pretty
he's
sure
drafted
that's
in
the case.
2021
I think so.
or 22. Maybe he has. Maybe I don't know. I would look that up. But while you're looking that up, hypothetically, if he does have that second year, why would you not trade him this year before the games have even started? Because if he goes in through this year and doesn't play as much as he had in the past couple of years, his numbers are going to be down and his trade value will be depleted. Even with a chance of opportunity being injured. Like, you trade him now while you can, and people think that they can still turn him into a really good player, which he is. He's not a bad player. He's just,
not at all.
I don't think he's viewed in the same eyes as, like, in the position that he was drafted in. Like, he was what, the 5th pick in the draft?
Yeah,
Like, I don't think he's performed to 5th pick in the
No.
draft standards. And
but still really talented.
but you were still the 5th pick in the draft for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think teams still can see that and be like, hey, we'll take the chance on him.
Especially if you're a team like the Patriots. where,
Exactly.
let's be honest, not really competing for anything right now.
No.
But could change if you just hit on some of the picks, you hit on a Kayvon Thibodeau trade, and you just build a culture of winning, which I think Vrabel can do.
And I think that they're in the same kind of boat as the Raiders, which is why I see a team like that making a move for a Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Of like, they're that guy away.
From being playoff contenders, yeah.
At least a wild card contender.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, again, I like both the moves that we've had so far with
Yeah.
two teams that I don't even think, maybe more the Patriots with Kayvon. I think I've heard that a couple times. But,
yeah, for sure.
like, those are two teams that aren't the big-time contending teams that people are putting out there.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are
It's
right
not
on the
Terry
cusp.
going to Buffalo.
They're on the cusp.
Yeah.
And these types of players could be the
Can help
players
get them to that finish
pushes
line.
them over the hump.
Absolutely.
Finally, after saying all of what we just said, I have another guy that has recently requested a trade.
Yeah.
Big shocking news. The fallout in Dallas has been insane. Micah Parsons posts a 3-page long
Yeah.
post about how he doesn't want to be in Dallas anymore.
I do want to point out, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
you.
please.
There is a big difference between what's going on with Terry and all these
100%.
other guys that requested the trade and what's going on with Micah. Because these guys like Ayuk and Debo and Lamar, like all these guys that requested trades, they requested trades. Micah straight up said, I do not want to play
He
in
said,
Dallas
I
anymore."
want, yeah.
He said, take me out of Dallas. I do not want to play here anymore.
Yeah.
Massive difference than formally requesting the trade.
Now, again, kind of how we were talking earlier. Do I really think he gets traded? No.
No,
I
no.
don't.
I think that's the most Jerry thing to
But
happen.
if anybody out of our people that we've listed,
Mm-hmm.
and even anybody in the league at this current point in time, I think he has the best opportunity to be traded because of how frustrated he is with the team, how they've handled the situation.
It's just so insane because if you read the post, it's not even that Jerry didn't offer him money. It's
Yes, he
that
did.
Jerry is refusing to offer him money with his agent
Yeah.
around.
He's trying to go.
which is like,
He's trying
what
to
are
go
we
back
doing?
door because
Yeah,
it's a lot.
what are we
Like,
doing?
we can sit here and say, like, we've heard some Michael Parsons stories. We
yeah,
like we
yeah.
we know who a guy, like the type of guy Michael Parsons is. He's funny. He's a goofball.
he's a character.
He's a character, 100%. That's the perfect word. Michael
a
Parsons is a character. So for him to do something like what he has done and come out and say, get me out of here, it isn't really surprising to us. I wasn't surprised.
Especially with, and we've talked about this, and I'm sure you'll hit on this once you go in depth with what your trade is. Dallas, whether you want to pay him or not, Michael Parsons will be the highest paid non-QB in NFL history.
100%.
That's the reality of it. Whether you sign him or not, Michael Parsons will be the highest paid non-QB in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the reality of it. If you really want him,
Pay him.
get his agent in the room and make him the highest paid non-QB in NFL history, because that's really the only option.
So that's where I was going with what I was saying. He's a goofy guy. He's a character, but he's not stupid.
No.
He's not going to sign a contract that his agent hasn't followed through and read. That's where Jerry thinks he can just like pull a fast one and be like, well, we can give you
Just sign the line and we're good.
We can give you all this money that you want, but you have to sign it right now. It's not a good way of doing business. And he's done it with the past
sketchy
4 people that they've had to do contracts with.
Very
Dak,
sketchy.
CeeDee Lamb. They did it with Zeke before he left. Everybody has gone through this process.
Again, it's just so weird. Like, why? And again, obviously they know a lot more than we do. Obviously. But it's just so sketchy to want to pull a fast one and not include his agent.
Yeah.
And just refuse to talk numbers without Micah's agent being present. Like, it just makes no sense to me.
So how you fix this all is you send Micah Parsons to the Buffalo Bills.
God, JJ.
Micah Parsons. Okay, before I go into what the package is, I think that out of any of the teams that he were to get traded to, and according to reports, I don't know how valid these reports are, but according to this report that I had seen, his 4 destinations that he is interested in playing for are Buffalo, the Bucks, I think the Chargers was one, and there was another team I can't remember. But out of all of those teams, I think the Bills make the most sense. Why? Because we're sending them our 2025 first round pick, our 2026 first round pick.
But you mean 2026 first round?
Our 2026 first round pick and our 2027 first round pick. And James Cook.
Okay. Yeah.
We're giving them
that's a pretty good
James Cook.
Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are some Dallas fans that may say
it's not enough.
Hey, that's not enough. However, you bring up a good point of, all right, what team is going to give you more?
And not even just that. I think it's all right, what team? And this is like, I really think Jerry Jones is a diabolical human being. And I think that he is just trying to find a way. And I mean, I'm going to kind of like hate on Buffalo a little bit here. That like some guys get traded to Buffalo to like rot away. Like Buffalo is not a place where people necessarily want to live. If they're in the NFL, Buffalo in terms of living area is not very high on that list.
There's a lot of guys that, and I don't want to call out Buffalo. I don't have any.
Again,
but
I have family from Buffalo.
You see, I would say you see family. You see players that get drafted. They're like, to be honest, I didn't even know where Buffalo was on the map. Like that's just the reality.
It's just the difference.
It's not in LA. It's not Miami. It's not Chicago. It's like people struggle to find it. Like people struggle to desire to.
And maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah.
Like maybe he just needs something to get away. But my main
He's a
point,
Northeast boy.
My main point of saying this was I think Jerry is going to try to send him. They're obviously going to try to get the best trade package that they can get for him. First of all, that's the number one important part. Yeah. Secondly, I think he's going to try to send him to a team in the AFC so that they will never have to play them as often.
Which is smart, yeah.
Thirdly, I think he's going to try to send him to a place like Buffalo. Like, you're telling me when Micah Parsons gets told he's traded to the Buffalo Bills that...
I mean, outside of potentially getting a ring... And again, I'm not trashing Buffalo, but outside of potentially getting a ring, what other reason would you want to go to Buffalo if you're Micah Parsons?
And I mean, I've had conversations with a couple other the people that I talk to a lot their argument was, why would Dallas trade him to Buffalo for those, like, in the biggest part of this trade are those 2 first-round picks. They're like, why would you trade him to Buffalo knowing that those first-round picks now are probably more than likely going to be the 31st or 32nd pick? But my point to them was that isn't a very valuable part, because I think any team that is currently trying to trade for Micah Parsons is hoping to have those same picks. So whichever team ends up with Micah Parsons, unless it's a team that's non-contending, but why would they? I mean, not why would they make a move? Of course they would try to make a move for Micah Parsons. It just wouldn't make sense. I
get what you're trying to say. Let's say
the Bucks.
Hypothetically, I was going to say like the Saints. Hypothetically, the Saints. I know they're in a different cap situation, all that. Let's just say for the sake of this exercise, the Saints have the cap space to pay a Micah Parsons. Why would the Saints trade for Micah knowing that's not necessarily going to get you over the hump?
Like, I think that the only teams that are really going to be interested and serious in trading for Micah Parsons are teams that are hoping to have the 31st or 32nd pick.
Yes.
And that's where that comes in. Because, like, I just don't think that's a valuable, like, argument. Because I feel like any team trading for him.
I can see both sides. I'm going to be honest. I can see both sides.
I get the other side.
Yeah.
I just think that it's not as, like, prevalent, because any team trading for him is hoping to make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah. No, and then that's why I agree with your point, because I'm not traded for Micah Parsons, and then for the next 2 years we have a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm trading for Micah Parsons because we are going for all this year.
Because why would you trade
in the remaining years of his contract?
Why would you trade for a guy knowing you're going to have a top 10 pick still, and then you don't even have the pick?
And then you got to pay him all that money.
Exactly. Like, it makes no sense. So the only options are trading him to a contender. I think Buffalo is the best fit. We are currently, I wouldn't say desperate for another defensive end, but that has adding a Micah Parsons.
I was going to say anyone could use a Micah.
Anybody could use Micah Parsons. Yeah. The Eagles would take Micah Parsons in a heartbeat, and they've got one of the best pass rushes in the entire NFL.
Anyone, again, will be the highest paid non-QB in NFL history. It's not a will it, it's a this will happen.
So speaking on that, I project him signing a 5-year, $210 million deal. That puts him at $42 million a year, and he is now the highest non-paid quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It is, but well-deserved.
Yeah.
Like, again, like, Jerry Jones, and maybe he does realize this. This is the most Jerry Jones thing, to wait this long to get something done. But Dallas fans have to come to the realization, if they haven't already, that Micah Parsons will be the highest paid non-QB in NFL history. Whether you pay him or not, that is what will happen. So you might as well just be the ones who do it.
Yeah. And I mean, throwing in James Cook there in that deal, Dallas needs a running back. And I think, I'm not necessarily going to say that James Cook wants out of Buffalo, because I don't think that's the case. I just think he has a really bad agent. I'll be completely honest with you. What sense does it make for him to practice for 9 days, and then all of a sudden they're just like,
unless talks just
really literally the reports have been that the talks are the same exact that they've been the entire time.
Maybe they're not progressing the way.
No, they are. Like they said, I think it was Garofolo literally said, because it was they were talking about Michael Parsons, and then the next segment was they were talking about the James Cook situation, and he said, this is strange because everything that I've heard is that they're getting closer and closer to a deal.
No, I agree. It is odd that.
So,
like you said, he was a full participant.
100%, yeah.
The first 9 days of training camp, and then now you decide, no,
I really just think he is a terrible
my feet
agent.
In the sand
it's his agent. His agent's terrible. I don't know, but he has told him to do a lot of the wrong things, starting at the beginning of the offseason, putting on social media, I want $20 million a year. I mean,
you're not good.
You're James Cook. You're good. You're a great player.
Talented.
Saquon Barkley's getting $21 million.
Yeah, you're not getting 20.
You're not getting 20. With that being said, though, like, it kind of kills two birds with one stone. You get a generational type defensive player.
You get future Hall of Famer.
We are giving up 2 first-round picks, yes, but this move is to go all out for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And you may say it leaves a void now at running back for us.
I'd rather have a premier edge rusher.
I think our defense takes that much of a step with a guy like Micah Parsons. that maybe losing a James Cook, who had an insane like literally statistically had one of
I
the
get that,
best.
but he's not Micah.
Exactly. But what I was getting to is we have Ray Davis. We still have a Ty Johnson, who aren't really big name type players, but are very serviceable type
And
players.
guess what? When you have Josh Allen, who cares?
Exactly.
Like,
We'll just draft somebody in the second round next. We'll take next year's running back class is looking good already too.
Yeah.
So
really deep class.
that's part of the reason as to why I don't think we do end up signing Cook. And these are the conspiracy theories that have been going around. Is that when did he literally? What did I just say? When I was talking about that segment that I was talking about,
What?
it was the segment before of them talking about the James Cook situation was them talking about Michael Parsons requesting a trade.
Yeah.
That has happened like either the same day or the day apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
The conspiracy theories are going around saying he knows he's a part of the Dallas deal for Micah and that he's sitting out to not get injured.
Conspiracy theory.
Exactly.
You were
It's a
correct.
conspiracy
Yes.
theory, but
Conspiracy theory is correct.
it does make sense if he did know that and just was sitting out to not get injured,
But
or
like
Dallas is
like
telling
you
them
said
to not get
before,
injured.
I don't see, and I know you don't believe it either. Like this is just all of this is just for the sake of the exercise. But like you said, we don't think Micah's getting traded.
I just think out of all the people that have
Yes.
currently requested trades, he has the best chance of being traded.
He just seems the most unhappy out of
Yeah.
everyone we said. For
Yeah.
sure. And I wanted to say this. I know I keep making fun of you and your opinions on this could be it for Buffalo. Let's say what you're saying is true. Micah goes to Buffalo. I mean, how are they not Super Bowl favorites at that point? Like, dude, Micah Parsons on the Buffalo Bills.
Also, if you've seen the video, Michael Parsons loves Josh Allen.
Yeah, I did see that video. I did. Yeah,
He's a
Huge
big Josh Allen guy. Big
Yeah.
Josh Allen
He
guy.
is.
So why not bring him in and unite them?
Yeah. No, that's
Sounds
a
like-
very scary team with Micah.
Now,
It's already a scary
from the
team, and then you add Micah Parsons.
From a Cowboys perspective, how do you feel about something like that? You get 2 firsts and James Cook.
Again, kind of like the Terry thing, but obviously to a different degree.
Yeah.
You are a worse team without Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
You are, unless somehow, some way, you find another Micah with the 32nd overall pick and like
Well,
all that
to that
hypotheticals.
point though, they might now be picking in the top 10 with their actual pick.
Yeah, and again, now you have 2 first rounders for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Who says you have to have 4 first round picks in the next 2 years?
Trade one of 'em.
Package them, get some. You know, there's always things to maneuver and move around.
It's never static.
Absolutely,
You need
So-
to always be evolving.
Absolutely. So I don't know. Like again, like you're obviously a worse team without Michael Parsons.
Yeah, and I think a big reason as to why I don't think he inevitably gets moved is because if you are Dallas, why are you paying CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott all this money if you're just going to trade away Michael
The
Parsons?
best player on your team.
Like, all of those contracts extensions are for nothing.
Yeah. No, I
Because,
completely
because
agree.
now your defense is
And if you think Micah isn't the best player on the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know what to. I don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
He is
I honestly,
clearly the heartbeat of that
if
team.
that's the trade that happens, James Cook becomes the second best player on the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, I think there's an argument. Maybe I think he's definitely a top 5 player for sure
Yeah.
on the entire team. I don't know. I would have to really look at that roster and think about it, but I mean, there's an argument. I think without a doubt he's a top 5 player on the Dallas Cowboys if he goes there.
Again, I just think it would be really dumb and
Yeah.
just something that literally would make no sense.
No, I completely agree.
You try to you trade for George Pickens, like you're showing, okay, hey, we're trying to compete,
yeah.
and then but all of a
Trade
sudden,
away
no.
your best players.
yeah, like oh,
Again, if
Are we trying to
if we
compete?
had to bet money, we think Terry extends with Washington, Michael extends with the Cowboys. However, this is what would make the most sense.
These are
out of
what-
everything
we think should happen.
could, if it were to happen.
Yeah.
This is how it would go
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
This was fun.
this was interesting.
Yeah,
It was very interesting. I think it's very on brand of what's going on in the NFL right now during this time of year.
yeah. I mean, Like we said, I really don't see any of these guys moving other than the free agents. I think those
Yeah,
free
I mean,
agents
obviously
inevitably.
the free agents, just because
I think
you don't have anything tied to you. You could just kind of sign wherever you want to go
Yeah.
as long as they offer you something.
I mean, and there's a couple other guys we didn't mention,
Yeah,
like Zadarius Smith or is
Yeah.
it Preston Smith?
I think they're both free agents. I know. I wanted Zadarius before we signed Von Miller. I wanted Zadarius Smith,
Yeah,
but
you got him out there still,
yeah,
and there's quite like
there's a few guys.
Mari Cooper retired now.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
How you feel about that?
I mean,
He
based
played
off
for
of
you for
last
what,
year, like
6-7 games.
he didn't seem like he had it anymore. Like he just
Yeah.
never gelled. Like
Yeah.
it might not have been that he didn't have it; he just didn't gel. Like
I
he,
get
he
you.
wasn't a part. He wasn't in the game plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got a
Anything-
question for today?
I do have a question.
Nice.
I know
We've
the
gone,
first time in
we've gone
2 or 3
question
weeks-
list the past couple weeks.
Yeah. So obviously you could take time to think about this, but I want 2 answers.
Okay.
I want one of your team, the Buffalo Bills, and one of just the overall NFL.
Okay.
Can you give me either a trade or a sign-in, a free agent sign-in that happened that you thought was going to work out amazingly and just tanked? Again, give me an example for the Bills and give me an example of just any team in the NFL.
I have mine for the Bills ready. Can I go?
Go ahead.
Popeye Biscuit himself, Kelvin Benjamin. Kelvin Benjamin. I
man.
remember it so vividly. It was on Halloween. Like I don't even know what we were doing. Like we were just throwing a football around in our backyard or something, and I get the notification on my phone that we traded for Kelvin Benjamin. And at that point of being a Bills fan, it's like the first year that we had, I think, made the playoffs the year prior, and are making a move for Kelvin Benjamin to take that next step and become like a legitimate contender. Boy, was I wrong. He was terrible.
Do you
could
remember
not
what you
stay
traded
healthy.
away for
I
him?
want to say we gave him a 3rd round pick,
Okay.
which, I mean, it's not that
Sounds
bad,
accurate for the time.
but it's a lot more than what we should have given him.
Yeah, I remember that did not work out.
It didn't work out. They were talking about moving him to tight end, and
He's a big boy.
like the famous Booger McFarland quote of he's a Popeye's biscuit away from 250.
Yeah, no, he's a big boy.
So I mean, that one was terrible. I'll think about a
An
trade
NFL one.
for the NFL in general. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Or
right
free
now.
agent signing. Could have been a free agent signing as
3rd
well.
round pick, a 3rd and a 7th in the 2018 draft. So we traded him we traded for him in 2017.
Yeah.
Made the playoffs in 2017 for the first time in 17 years.
Yeah.
The next year we draft Josh Allen. That's when we're like, okay, well, at least Josh is coming in with Kelvin Benjamin, and
Yeah.
like this and that. Nope. Didn't help out Josh at all. Like, we had Zay Jones as the number 1 receiver. Look where he's at now. But yeah, no, that one was pretty bad.
For Washington, I remember when we signed Landon Collins.
Yep.
And I remember, it wasn't too much of a surprise because, there was already rumors. Here's the thing with the Dan Snyder era. Nothing was a secret. Everyone pretty much knew what was going to happen because no one knew how to shut their mouth in that entire facility. So we pretty much knew there was a good chance we were getting Landon Collins because Dan Snyder pretty much said he was going to just chuck money at Landon Collins. And it worked. We gave him, don't quote me on this, I want to say it was, over an $80 million deal.
Yeah.
We gave him just an insane amount of money. And I could have swore, because he was coming off an all-pro year. He looked amazing for the Giants. And I was like, dude, Landon Collins is about to be so good in Washington.
That's
He
what I
was-
thought about Kelvin.
Buns. Just absolute buns. He wasn't the worst free agent signing we've had because we're Washington. There could be a 16-page list of the amount of free agent signings that we signed that I thought were going to be amazing and didn't work out. But no, I remember really, really liking that we signed Landon Collins and just absolutely did nothing. And for my overall NFL one, this one's a trade.
Yeah. It better not be the same one that I just thought of.
Was it a quarterback?
Yeah.
Did he go to an AFC West team?
No.
Oh, well, mine was Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I thought Russell
I got
Wilson-
one worse. Good.
Okay, well, I thought Russell Wilson.
That was pretty bad.
No,
That one's pretty bad.
I thought, and they hired Nathaniel Hackett. I was like, yo, They could really compete for something here. Could not be further from the truth. I was so wrong about that. The Russell Wilson Denver experience was just an atomic bomb. It was just so bad. Like, Nathaniel Hackett didn't even survive an entire season. Russell Wilson was getting booed within the first couple weeks of him even playing there. Like, it was just so bad.
Now, as bad as that one was, I don't think it was as bad as Deshaun Watson being traded to the Cleveland Browns.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Did you honestly think that was going to work out?
No. I remember sitting at the house that we used to live in together and talking about the Deshaun Watson trade.
Yeah.
And that you were so sold on that he is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
When he played for the Texans, absolutely. I will die by that.
Yes.
I will die by that.
My argument,
for the Texans, absolutely.
My argument was he hasn't played football in a year and a half.
Yeah.
And he was injured.
Yeah. To be fair.
And it's the Browns.
To be fair, I did not think that it would work out money-wise just because as good as I thought he was, after missing a year of football, you were not worth that money. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to say I was a Deshaun Watson fan because of everything that happened. I was pre-accusations. I was a fan of his play on the field. Strictly a fan of his play on the field. I think it started because I was a fan of his play on the field in college, and that kind of just translated to the
He was
NFL.
Superman.
He was awesome to watch on the field.
Yeah.
However, when that trade happened, I thought it was insane and insulting to give him that kind of money after everything that transpired.
I think the worst part about it is just everything outside of actual football.
Yes,
like
easily the worst part.
Like, I remember that
Easily
trade
the
being
worst
happening, and we would like it happened like right before the season started, or
I
like
could even
because I remember
tell
we were
you.
doing visits at that point, and
Okay.
I remember kids were coming in on their visits, and I don't know why this came up, but I was talking to one of the families, and they said that they were Browns fans, and I was like, "What do you guys think of the Deshaun trade?" And they were like, "Yeah, we may not even be fans of the team anymore." And I was like,
it was just so
like
insulting.
as
like,
bad as it was for the Russ trade, like, and they're booing him.
yeah.
They're not threatening to not be fans of the team anymore. Like, Browns fans were like, "Well, we can't support this team."
Because it was just, and if you don't remember exactly what transpired, it's a quick Google search away. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
It's just so...
Do you want to know the worst part? Do you remember what the trade was? I just looked
They
up
gave
the
him
trade.
so much. I remember it was just so
This is
much.
making me question the Micah trade that we were talking about.
I remember they were just... It was so much. It was just so much. Wasn't it fully guaranteed?
No, I'm talking about for the trade.
No, I'm talking about, like...
Oh, yeah.
all of
No.
it.
They gave him a
Just
ton of money.
Everything about it was, like... That's why I didn't think it would work out. Because it was just...
It was the highest paid contract in the league at that point.
It was just... I just couldn't believe someone who was being accused of what he's being accused of, who sat out an entire year, was getting traded for what he got traded for.
And not only got that much guaranteed money.
And then got the contract he got. Oh, by the way, that's all fully guaranteed. By the way, all these accusations, they're not going away. It's only started. Like, it was just...
Yeah.
I could not believe
And-
what happened.
What they gave up to get him.
Yeah.
They gave up 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
That's not even it.
There's a
2
legitimate...
fourth-round picks and a third-round pick.
There's a legitimate discussion that the Deshaun Watson trade is the worst trade in NFL history.
That one and
not-
like Ricky Williams.
Yes, but elite one Rick. Yes, that was bad. I'm not excusing that
it
at
was
all.
like
That
wasn't it like
awful.
7 first-round picks?
It was their entire draft.
their
They all went to Washington.
Yeah.
Their entire draft went to Washington. Pretty sure we got Champ Bailey out of that.
Yeah.
Who we later traded for Clinton Portis. But regardless, that was a bad trade. But I think this one takes the cake just because of just socially what went into that. Just not even the on the field. Everything that was happening outside of the field happened.
Yeah.
Right? All the accusations that are happening. He sits out a year. The Browns sat there and said,
We'll take
what if we gave you 3 first rounders? What you said, a third and whatever?
2 fourths and a third.
All that doesn't even matter. The 3 first rounders alone, criminal.
Yeah.
Let's give him a $300 million deal.
Fully
Criminal.
guaranteed.
By the way, that's all fully guaranteed.
And now
Andrew Barry should go to jail. Like,
now
what are we
now they're trying to
doing?
backtrack and be like, how can we get this
think-
money back?
I think legitimately,
and they're trying to make it an injury settlement now.
I think legitimately, it is the worst trade in NFL
It 100%
history.
is. All right. Well, I think that's enough for today. We talked about a lot.
We did.
Got a lot done.
It was this was a fun episode.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, we truly appreciate all the support you guys have given us. We are less than a year in, still growing, still learning. Very proud of where we are today. We are very far from where we began, still very far from where we want to go.
Yep.
But thank you for joining the journey. We hope you like, subscribe, share the video. Follow us on TikTok and Twitter at PM Football Podcast. Comment what you would like us, what any video ideas you would like us to do next.
Or questions that we
Questions,
ask of
absolutely.
each other at the
What you
end.
agree with, what you disagree with, literally anything.
Yeah.
Comment, let us know. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya.